Welcome back to our second installment of our X Games California 2023 BMX breakdown. Now, last time we did the street event, this time around we're going to be doing BMX Park, which has been like the most highly contested event in BMX that has like the most different X Games gold medalists. Like it's almost like every year there's a different gold medalist.
Wow.
It's absolutely insane. I feel like it's the most competitive too because all the guys that are in this one, they're all capable of winning. Like, and they're all
for sure.
and especially nowadays because of like how BMX competitions. And we're gonna get to the rider list to tell you, but like all these guys are in like Olympic. Trying to qualify
They're going
for
to
the Olympics and stuff.
basically.
So like,
Yeah.
they're literally like they're designing runs. They're just so capable of it, and like they thrive under pressure.
And the majority of them are currently being coached as well.
You're right. There's a lot like that, but which is a good thing. Okay, I want to talk about before we even get into this. There's a lot of people in BMX that like are like so mad that the Olympics are around, and like it's the dumbest.
It's ridiculous.
It's so dumb to be mad at it because like. Listen, BMX was in the Olympics already, right? What did it do to change our sport? What happened? Was there any negative pushback at all on it? There's been nothing. Like it's not like there's like anything taking away from the BMX that you love. And this is to all you hardcore people out there, because I don't know how many of them that are still feel this way, but the truth is having BMX in the Olympics is awesome. And the reason why too is because like this is a group of guys that are dedicating themselves to be into this sport and to be able to try to compete at the highest level. They still love BMX. They started because they love BMX, but they have an opportunity and they're trying to take advantage of it right now. You get what I mean?
Can you imagine being an Olympian, first of
Exactly.
all, and then being able to live out a life being a BMX rider and then just put it into perspective for other people around the world that like, hey, this is a big, we're a big deal too, And
it doesn't change hardcore BMX.
No,
the
it doesn't change
BMX
anything.
that you love, and I'm just talking straight to you hardcore people out there that hate on the Olympics, isn't changing. It's not getting affected at all. It's still there, right there. But you do have an opportunity to watch, I don't know, I'm going to say 25 of the best competition riders
Like
compete. You know what I mean? Like actually go out there and like, they're riding at such an amazing level right now that like literally a slip of a pedal, you're off the podium.
Changes
no
everything
shot.
for them,
No shot. So like it's crazy, amazing. Okay, in a good way. And these guys, like the list that we're about to show you right now, are the best of the best. But the big thing is though, these guys are training to ride like huge feat style courses that have the biggest box jump, the 12-foot spine, crazy big things like that. And in X Games since I'm gonna say 2000, X Games since about 2011-ish, start getting like tighter and a little
they just
weird.
close the course up. I mean,
Yeah, it's just like because we're sharing a course with the skateboarders, and you're trying to make two people happy, right? Two sports. So like when I was a kid, the X Games courses were insane.
they were huge.
Like I'll show you the clip right here of when I won my first X Games gold medal when I did the tail like down the
rolling
rolling,
yes.
hit that big
that
jump. Like
course was the biggest skate park I have
Yeah.
ever seen. I remember watching from like up top and just like looking down at the whole thing. And you're like, you couldn't believe it. It looked like a mega ramp drop in into
it was
like paradise.
crazy.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and it's changed over the years, which I'm not thrilled about, and none of the BMX riders are thrilled about either. Like, I wish that X Games was able to build a course for BMX and a course for skateboarding, but the truth is, man, like it's just a very expensive thing to do, and we get best of both worlds. What they're doing for BMX and giving us the opportunity is amazing. So like we are so grateful for that. It's just like. But man, I really do wish that these guys could fully ride to their potential, because like these guys, when they're riding these courses, they're like riding with a governor. They're not riding at their full potential. But they are adapting, and there's guys that adapt better than others for these style of courses, and we're going to get into that. But let's talk about the rider list right now. So we got 12 riders in here, and as you can see, there's a lot more American flags on this one than there were in the street one.
Yeah.
But there's also 4 other riders there.
Six American riders.
Yeah, so we'll start off. We got Marcus Christopher, we have Justin Dowell, we have Mr. Dennis Anderson, we got the Brian Fox, we got Anthony Jean, we got Logan Martin, Rim Nakamura, Kevin Peraza, Kieran Riley, Daniel Sandoval, Jose Torres, and Bryce Tryon. So it's a very, very stacked competition right there, and all of these guys know how to build a run. But it's different than what they're used to being riding. Like, these guys are training on huge stuff, and they have all the big tricks that they can land every try, but they need the big ramps to be able to do it. Like, we saw in Japan X Games, like, the guys were adapting, even though the course, they only got to qualify. There wasn't much practice because of rain, but they did ride really well.
That's what I say. It's not always a bad thing that the course changes either. You know, it's not a bad thing that the ramps aren't as big as what they're used to because, of course, it's BMX in all aspects. It's always cool to watch as well. But
it is. It's just like when
there is a happy medium.
Yeah, when I see this list of guys, I'm like, you could be getting the craziest show. Like if you build the right course.
Build a couple key things like a bigger box jump or so.
Like I'm looking at a name on this list that had a 10-ish foot quarter pipe to a 15-foot bank landing.
What do you do? 3 flares?
Triple flare. So crazy, craziest trick ever. It doesn't feel real. I still go back to it. Like I'll see the clip come up. Like, oh my god, he did a triple flare.
Like how is that possible? So if we could get that at X Games, send Kieran Riley in and start his run off with a triple flare.
He would do it, man.
And he'd be like, yeah, mate.
He's riding so good right now. So. But yeah, the whole list, these guys, it's stacked from top to bottom, and there's so many different styles on here. I mean, we just talked about Kieran, who's the triple flare guy, but you have somebody like Dennis Anderson and Kevin Peraza, who has a completely different outlook to it. So, like, the thing is, though, when you have a list like this where these guys are all, like, Olympic, level big trick stuff, and then you throw in 2 names like Dennis Anderson and Kevin Peraza, that could really change up the way this contest is not only ridden but also judged. Yeah. Because if these guys are adapting to this course and like, oh, it's just like a skate.
It's hard. Who rides the course better?
Exactly.
But also who does the biggest trick?
It's tricky to find that balance. But these guys are at the level now, like all of these dudes, that they know how to build a run. Yeah. And they're really, really good. But yeah, I guess we'll just talk about the storyline. I guess we're talking storyline. What's on your mind going into this? Like, when you see this list, what pops up for you?
I think the first thing I think about is just where's the opportunity going to lie for some of these newer guys to get some gold medals on the board. I think of Bryce Tryon, I think of Kieran, I think of just some of these new riders, and I'm like, when is going to be the time that I'm going to see, these guys as like literally our friends, get their opportunity to walk out with a gold medal.
That's a good point. And there's a lot of guys on here that are looking for their first gold medal. But there's also a couple guys on here that have plenty of gold medals. I think the big thing too is like at the last Japan X Games, they ran the qualifier and then there was supposed to be a final. The final got rained out. But Daniel Sandoval knew what he was doing. He knew that there was a chance it could have got rained out, so he went hard in the second run.
Exactly what he had to do.
Yeah, so he ended up getting the gold medal, so he made it back on top of the podium.
He won a lot of stuff, huh?
Yeah. So he went in the top of the podium, but Logan Martin, I know that dude, every course that he shows up to, it's not like, oh, we're looking for the right course because he's looking for tricks that he can.
He makes it happen.
He's brilliant at what he does. He's the
Flips
best.
A switch and just
he's the best park rider right now. There's no doubt about it, and all these guys will admit it too. I mean that he's just that good, and it's just you got to bring your A game to beat somebody like that.
Perfect run planner.
He is. Too. He's so good at it.
Perfectionist at building a run.
Dude, he puts a limiter on himself. He doesn't even ride to his potential. He watches the other guys, sees what they do, and he's like, okay, I can just do this trick and get away with it.
I feel like he sees the course and he plans like 5 different runs at different scores.
Now, I know you have more tricks, and I know you're holding back, and I respect that, dude. I know what you're doing, and that just goes to show how amazing of an athlete Logan Martin really is. So, that's what I would like to see. But yeah, we'll move on to the actual course overlook. So this one looks really cool. It's definitely a lot different than any other course I've seen. And the big reason why, like when I look at this one and I get all excited about it, is like this is designed as somebody's backyard. There's a grill in the left corner over there. There's a patio thing with a fire pit.
The mini ramp.
There's a backdoor mini ramp.
There's a mini ramp
next to the skate park. So like, there's a fireplace.
Do you think the fireplace is rideable?
I'm sure it is. I don't think if it's built on this course, it's not going to be rideable. That's how I feel.
There's a hot tub.
Yeah, that's the big one. I forgot about that one. The hot tub that's inside the box jump is
way more intricate.
That's where I'm going to be doing my commentating from.
The hot tub is going to be like enjoying yourself, 98 degrees, and you're just like,
just chilling.
Hey, good trick. Oh, hey, high five, Logan.
Yeah, this is it looks aesthetically cool.
And the swings in the middle. That's those are two little.
That's like an egg chair.
I think my dad has that in his backyard. It's very similar.
And if he doesn't, after he sees that the X
he
Games,
will
he's
have
gonna
it.
have it. Yeah.
But is that rideable? Like you tire riding across that? Is that
if
possible?
it's in the center of that, I would have to say it is. But also, like you can see out of the bowl corner over here, the one that's a pool coping looking thing. There's like that overhang that's there. You can almost come from that mini ramp to the awning
Gap
into
up,
it.
get in. Wow.
I think you could even potentially go, into that mini ramp from that bowl corner. I think you can go from that mini ramp to the other bowl corner too. So I think there's going to be options. But when I look at this thing, like I see this box jump here, I get all sorts of excited. The landing is. It shows 1, 2, 3, 4. It shows 4 panels. I think skate light, if it is skate light, is usually like 4 feet, 5 feet, or 6 feet maybe. Yeah. So it could be like 20 feet or even wider on it. So that's kind of crazy. And that's good. That's good news. But
very wide. We need the height.
How big is the box jump? That's the big question. It's like there's a big difference between a 5-foot box jump and a 6-foot box jump. And there's a difference between a 6-foot box jump and a 7-foot box jump. Yep. These guys are riding like 7-foot lips now. They're like mellow.
Just the biggest jumps ever now.
They're huge, and that's what they need to do to be able to do their tricks. So that's the big question. What's it going to be? When I'm looking at this, my gut is telling me that it's going to be small. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I'm looking at that little mini ramp that's up there, and then I look at that little bowl that's below it, okay? And then the width of everything, like I just feel like this is going to be a tight course.
Yeah, just in comparison, yeah.
I do feel like it's going to be a tight course, and that makes me nervous. I'm like, it's not that makes me nervous because I know these guys are going to adapt.
They're still going to know what to do, yeah.
But it's just, once again, I just don't want to see these guys ride with the limiter on.
Yeah, and there's just no room to do a triple flare, which is just upsetting, and that's the hardest part to understand.
But I'm hoping that there's going to be room for a double flare, and who knows?
I think there's always room for the double flare, but the triple is really what's going to make it.
And also for the box jump, I guess we'll go back to there. Like that see a little quarter pipe that's in the corner there? That's only 2 panels. So that's a little weird, huh?
About 8 to 10 foot wide.
So if it's only 10 foot, like I said, it could be anywhere between 4 feet and 6 foot wide per sheet. So it could be 12 feet wide, but it's just, I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
And we're kind of just making these things up too. Like we're just looking at a diagram. We have no idea.
Yeah. We have no idea. But I do know enough from riding the X Games that when I used to I would sit here and study these courses over and over and over, drive myself crazy about it, stare at it, and I would come up with these runs, and I'd get there and be like, none of this works.
You're like, huh?
None of this works. That doesn't line up. This doesn't work. I can't send that gap. I can't do this. So it's always different, and it's usually different in a bad way. I just want to go point that out. Yeah. It's usually not as good as I hoped it would be. But like I said, professional athletes, you make do for it. Here's something that I don't think anybody's noticing, but it looks like that's a little bit of a roll right there. So this concrete section is higher up than the landing, which is weird, isn't it? So you can see
so the lip of the box jump looks like it would be higher up than the landing. Like almost the landing's going to go down a bit.
Maybe.
So there's a possibility it could be a good quarter pipe or that back wooden quarter pipe.
Could be a very sorry lip for the box jump. Like it could be devastatingly small.
Yeah, that's hard to say too, huh?
Yeah, it is. And like I said, I just I hope we can get some tricks. That's all I want. I want to see these guys be able to bring some of their tricks.
And you want to show those fans that are now in the crowd there, what these dudes are doing, because I'm sure not everyone there is seeing these dudes are putting their heart and soul in training for the Olympics and stuff. So when they finally get to showcase this and the X Games right now and the people that are watching live,
just looking at it, this is a very small course. Yeah. This is a very tight little course. And I guess I'll say it. It's not the best course I've ever seen, right? I'll go there and say it. But these guys are good at what they do. And they'll still put on a good show.
And I just want to see the tire ride get down the middle.
Yeah,
looking at it now, it's perfection.
And you saw the list on there. Dennis Anderson is here.
Oh, it's going to be tire ride switch with.
This course for Dennis Anderson is going to be.
He knows what he's doing. He's this is his type,
Yep, this is Dennis Anderson's style course right here for sure. And Kevin Perazzo. Don't get me wrong, Kevin can ride it really well. We'll see what happens, but you guys heard our breakdown of that. Let me tell you one thing. There's also another competition that's going down here. It's the Dave Mirra Best Trick Competition, and we get to talk about a name that we haven't got to talk about yet on here because he's starting off the list. Here's the list right here, guys. Brady Baker.
This is incredible to see. Like, seriously incredible.
We're gonna circle back. Let me just go over the rest of it real quick. Justin Dowell is in best trick. Jeremy Malott, he's a best trick guy. He brings it every time. Kevin Peraza, Kieran Riley, Daniel Sandoval, Mike Varga, Mr. Best Trick, and also the other. He's just
the king of best trick. Literally the king of best trick.
The Ryan Williams. So with that being said, you look at a course like this, and I'm saying this course looks small, and it's not going to be good for big tricks.
Yeah.
Best trick could be, there could be some weird stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do.
Like Ryan Williams could be front flipping on or off of awnings. Like
he could do the double tire ride to front flip.
He could, and he
Ryan,
will.
If you watch this, I just want to see a double tire front flip.
He could, and he will. So, but it's a Dave Mirra Best Trick competition, which is so much fun. Like, I get so nervous / excited when I'm calling this event, because like I'm sitting there, I'm like, I know we're about to see like potential history go down, and like, you know, last just think about the last event, Ryan Williams did a 900 flare. Like,
which
that's just
still doesn't. You still watch it back, and it's one of those things that doesn't look real.
Oh,
like,
he's so special, and we are so lucky to have him in BMX.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. Like, the dude is so cool, and we're such huge fans of Ryan, and I'm just so excited for him to go and bring his A game.
What's next for him right now? You know, like
you never
did
know.
a 900 flare in the last one.
You never know. But right now, we're going to circle back to the top. Brady Baker. There's going to be a lot of you that are watching this are going to be like, who's Brady Baker?
Who is Brady Baker?
So we've known Brady Baker since about 2013, maybe. I think he was 10 years old, I'm guessing. I think he's about 20 or 21 right now. Then Brady ended
and he was
up
a fast racer too, by the way.
Was.
Very fast racer.
He's a talented bike rider.
A good bike rider.
And then he got really into BMX freestyle. He actually moved to New Jersey. He was at my skate park every single day. He was like my training partner.
Yeah.
I was riding with Brady every day of my life. When I would like teach him tricks, I'd be like, oh, let's work on this today. And he would always, I'll tell you what, like there was tricks that like, you know, be hard for him, but like he would just be like, okay, and he'd work on it on his own and quiet and just come out and
so good.
And he was so good as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
He actually took off time in BMX, stepped away from the sport for a few years, was like surfing, just kind of hanging out, and then he decided
does
to come
everything.
back.
Yeah, which is cool. He does everything, and that's kind of nice.
But now
too,
he's like he's
dedicated.
100% focused on BMX. Yep. And I'll be honest with you, when he first started riding BMX again, I was like, wow, he grew about 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
Like he's
riding the skateboard. He's so tiny, big full face. You know, sending these tricks that like people who came by the skate park are like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, who is this little kid doing double whips and this
and he was
stuff?
a little kid, no muscle mass, and now he
comes back
huge.
and he's like, hey.
He's huge, and the stuff he's doing is insane.
He's built for it.
So like I said, this is Best Trick he's going to be riding into. He's only in the Best Trick in this one. And like me and Maddie were just talking about this yesterday. Yeah. He just posted up a clip. He had 2 tricks on it.
It's like, Scott, do you see his Best Trick clips that he just put up? And it's
backflip, triple tail whip,
to bar
2 bar spin.
Which, that's 5 tricks in an air.
That's so crazy. And then he did the cash roll double tail, which nobody's done before, right? I think Ryan Williams might have did cash roll whip back. I don't know if it's done straight double.
Really?
Yeah. I know.
I don't know. That's too much for me to even comprehend. But like, this is just over like a normal size jump that he's trying cash roll double tail whips.
So that's why when I see the box jump, I'm like, man, I hope this is a good size box jump. So we can get potential history happening. That's what we want. But yeah, we're so happy and proud of Brady.
A local kid, Brady, dude, congrats. To even get your name on the list for X Games is already such a huge thing, and to be coming out of New Jersey, it's a very proud moment.
It is, and he's going to have 3 potential opportunities at this X Games to get a medal, which is amazing. So, but let me tell you, this event, we'll go back to it. I've told you this in the first video. X Games California is right around the corner, July 21st, 22nd, 23rd at the Ventura County Fairground. Now, if you want to buy tickets, you go to xgames.com for this. But let me tell you, this one's on Saturday. Yeah, so this BMX Park is on Saturday, July 22nd. The BMX Park Final is at 5 p.m. But also, the Dave Mirra Best Trick Final is the next day, Sunday, July 23rd. It's at 1 p.m. and those times are Pacific. But if you guys can't make it out to the event in California, you guys can stream this event. I think it's going to be on like ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC. There's going to be different listings for different events, different times for it all. So make sure you go to xgames.com, or you guys can follow me on Instagram, and I will do my best to tell you where you can watch it. And it's usually live streamed on YouTube as well, so you can probably check it out in that. But I'm going to be calling this event. I'm super honored and excited to be a part of it and to do it. And I'll kind of tell you guys what I said in the first video. Like, X Games is the biggest action sports competition still. It's been here since 1995. This event is supporting these riders. This is giving them an opportunity. Somebody like Brady Baker right here, who is dedicating his life to try to be the best BMX rider he can, an opportunity to not only win money, but also have an accomplishment, like getting an X Games medal, all right?
To continue to do this stuff, you know?
So make sure you guys support X Games, okay? Because X Games is supporting the riders, and I'm super grateful for all the years that I spent not only riding for X Games, but watching X Games, and it changed my life. It really did. So if you can, buy tickets, come out to the event. If not, make sure you guys stream it and share it. But yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys are excited about the X Games as we are. And yeah, we got another video for you coming out tomorrow that's going to be breaking down another discipline in BMX. So we'll see you guys then. Peace.